Hello students, welcome to Elga-13 revision class. Today we will revise Unit 4. Make sure you have your student reader, workbook and notebook while attending the class. I hope children you are ready. So let's get started. Begin with the first component, that is whole words. In whole words we will revise some new words. Let's read one passage. Ankit sneaked behind Pulkit and tripped him. Pulkit tumbled on the ground. I have told you not to look up when you walk. Keep your eyes on the road, else you will fall. Ankit winked at Pulkit and ran away, leaving him alone to gather his things. In this situation, Ankit bullies Pulkit. What do you think is bullying? What is the meaning of bullying? Bullying is when a person uses his strength to hurt or scare someone, to force them to do something that they don't want to do. Okay? This continues over a period of time. Different ways of bullying can be teasing, hitting, purposely leaving someone out, spreading lies about someone. Have you ever seen this happen around you? Describe the situation if it happened. So let's see one another example. Kirat shares his pencil with other students in the class when they don't bring a pencil. Now, is this an example of bullying? Let's see. This is not an example of bullying. This is an example of kindness. Here, Kirat is not using his strength to force others to do things they don't want to do. Now, Ankit told all his friends in school to call his brother Bunny because of his two big teeth in front. So, Ankit is teasing his brother. What do you think is teasing? The meaning of teasing is the act of making fun of others, either to joke or make them feel upset. Teasing is a type of bullying. So have you ever seen this happen around you? Let's read another example. Sanjana said thank you to Kirat when he offered her an extra pencil. She said, "You are kind and helpful." So is this an example of teasing? Not an example of teasing. This is because Sanjana is not making fun of Kirat. She is being polite. So when Ankit told all his friends in school to call Pulkit Bunny, Pulkit felt insulted. So what do you think is insulted? Insulted meaning is? Insult means to say or do something which is disrespectful to someone. So a person feels insulted when they think they have been disrespected by someone. See this picture. Which feeling is this picture showing? Which feeling is this picture showing? See it carefully. So it's means angry, annoyed. So annoyed means to feel angry about something or someone. So when you are more angry, which words we can use? Furious, cross, angry, annoyed. And when you are less angry, so disappointed. Feeling is this picture showing? So that picture was showing eagerness. Eager means to strongly wanting to do or have something. So when you're more excited, so words we can use enthusiastic, excited, eager, and less excited, so keen. Let's learn some new words. Grumpy. Grumpy means being in a little angry mood as you are annoyed at something. So this word you can use in sentence. Megha acted grumpy when I woke her up early yesterday. Terror. Terror means a person or thing that causes extreme fear. So sentence can be Shoaib Akhtar bowling was a terror to many batsmen. In a way that is unpleasant or capable of causing harm. So sentence can be Kirti cried wickedly and said, "You will pay for this." Next word is coward. To lower your head or body in fear while moving backward. So Nikhil cowered when his father spoke to him angrily. Next word is without further ado. That means immediately. So sentence can be Monu went down the stair without further ado. Next word is timid. Timid means lack of courage and confidence or easily afraid. So sentence can be my dog is little timid in front of other dogs. Now moving ahead to the next component, that is reading and listening comprehension. Now look at this picture and try to answer these questions. So what do you see in this picture? See it carefully. How does it make you feel? When you're feeling this picture, how does it make you feel? The third question is, has something like this happened to you or someone you know? So this type of thing happened with you or with someone you know, with them this happened? So now we learn how to make connection. When you thought about what this picture reminded you of, you made a connection with this picture. Yes, when we start thinking that what is happening, so that time we are making connection. This is a graphic organizer that we will use. So first of all, what we have to do, what did I read? So first of all, we have to think that what did I read? Then we have to think, has something like this happened to me or someone I know? Describe what happened. Okay, first we have to think and then we have to describe that what has happened. Then the next thing is, what did I feel, do and say in this situation? So if you would be in that situation, so how you felt, how you will feel, do and say in that situation. Okay. So whenever you read anything, you make connection to it. Understand it better. So whenever we are reading, so we are making connection to it and we are understanding it better. When you read a text and think about what it reminds you of from your life, you make text to self connection. So whenever we are reading something and that reminds you something from your life, so what you are doing, you are making text to self connection. Now what are graphic organizers? A graphic organizer helps us in arranging all our thoughts in a way that we can see them clearly. There are many types of graphic organizers. You also have learned how to use them. Yes, just now we have learned. So first of all, we have to think, what did I read? Then we have to think, has something like this happened to me or someone I know? Then next is, what did I feel, do and say in the situation? First, we looked at the picture closely and think what we saw. So while making connection, first thing we have to just look at the picture and we have to think that what we saw. So what we saw is a boy crying and feeling sad. Next thing what we saw is another boy is pointing at him and laughing. This makes me think that he is making fun of him. So now we will write this in a graphic organizer. So what did I read or see? So I read that a young boy pointing and laughing at another boy. He is making fun of him. The boy being laughed at is crying because of this. Now I have to think that has something like this happened to me. After seeing the picture, we think what it reminds us of. ये किसकी याद दिला रहा है? We think if have seen something like this happening with us or around us. So this reminds me of the time when Namit makes fun of Sumit. I will write that what it reminds me of and has this happened to me or not. So Namit and Sumit are my classmates. Every day Namit teases Sumit by calling him chocolate. Sumit does not like it. Now we'll think of other details like such thing happened with you. So how it made us feel, how we'll feel at that time. So it made me feel angry. Write that in the graphic organizer table. So I felt angry when this happened. I went to Sumit and asked him to tell to the. Let us see how we can answer or make a connection question. So in the picture, a boy was bullying another boy. Has something similar happened to you or someone you know? So we have to tell what happened, how did you feel and what did you do. So how we'll write? Now we'll write in a paragraph. I have seen something similar happen to my friends. Namit and Sumit are my classmates. Every day Namit teases Sumit by calling him chocolate. Sumit does not like it. I felt angry when this happened. I went to Sumit and asked him to tell to the teacher. Revise what are opinion. Opinions are the thoughts that people have about different topics. So opinion are the thoughts which people can have on different topics. Okay. So like I think, according to me, or for me. So that will be my opinion, my thoughts. This is the graphic organizer that you will use to form opinion on character action. So first of all, when something happened, the character did something. Next thing, something else that the character could have done was, and if I were the character, I would. So these all things we have to think. So to form an opinion, we have to follow these steps. First, we have to read the text. Then notice what is happening. We have to notice that what is happening actually. The third thing, Notice what different characters are doing in that situation. The fourth thing, think if you were the character, what would you have done in that situation? So all these points you have to think to form an opinion. First of all, read the text. Second, just notice what is happening. Third, notice what different characters are doing in that situation. And the fourth thing, that if you were the character, what would you have done in that situation? Let us see how we can form opinions on character actions using the graphic organizer you just saw. First, we'll read this paragraph. It was the month of June and the onset of the rainy season. As usual, Pulkit was waiting for Ankit near the school gate. He gazed at the sky and wondered if there would be a downpour today. The sky was cloudy and it looked as if it would pour heavily. Ankit dragged himself a few steps behind. He saw Pulkit staring at the sky and crying. He sneaked behind Pulkit and tripped him. Pulkit tumbled on the ground. His belongings were strewn all around. They both looked at each other. I have told you not to look up when you walk. Keep your eyes on the road, else you will fall. Ankit winked at Pulkit and ran away, leaving him alone to gather his things. Pulkit silently collected his bag and made his way to the school. He was annoyed but chose to remain quiet. First thing, when something happened. So when something happened, we just read the paragraph. When Pulkit was staring at the sky. The character did something? Yes. So Ankit sneaked behind him and tripped him. Something else that character could have done was, Ankit could have asked Pulkit gently to not look up while walking because he could have gotten hurt. Next, if I were the character, if I were Ankit, I would have stopped Pulkit and said, Pulkit, you must not look up while walking. There could be a stone or a pothole which can hurt you. So with this, we have finished the reading section. Now moving ahead to the grammar portion. Now, which words you use to describe Doraemon? Now the hints are there. Just think about how it looks, how it sounds, smells or feels. So which words you will use to describe Doraemon? So what are adjectives? The words that you used to describe Doraemons were adjectives. Now adjectives are the words which we use to describe noun. So the words can be funny. Doraemon is funny. The color is blue. Yes. How it looks? Blue. Loud, friendly, soft, round, hungry. These all can be the words. These all words we can use to describe Doraemon. These are some adjectives to describe gulab jamun. How gulab jamun looks? Brown and round. Yes. So how it smells? It smells fresh and savory. How it sound? So it's quite silent we can use. So how it tastes? tastes sweet and delicious. How it feels? So it's very soft and moist. There are adjectives to describe action or behavior too. So can be friendly. So friendly is behavior. Funny, helpful, strong, studious, curious. So these words are used to describe and behavior also. Think about one adjective to describe yourself. Add that adjective to your name. For example, like your name is like it's written over there, Komal, and the word which describes Komal is kind. So kind Komal. Now kind here is adjective because it is describing noun. So kind is adjective and Komal is noun. Now let us read this paragraph. I drove my new bicycle fast. It had a blue light. Its body was light. When I stopped at the signal, the light changed quickly. Now, what are these highlighted words telling? How are they different? Words fast and quick describes the verb or how the action is done. The words new, blue and light describe the noun. Adverbs are the words which describe how an action is being done. I drove my new bicycle fast. So how the action is done? Fast. When I stopped at the signal, the light changed quickly. Adjectives are the words which describe a noun. Now what is noun? Naming words for person, thing, animal, objects or ideas. So I drove my new bicycle fast. It had a blue light. Its body was light. Now what is the difference between adverb and adjective? So adverb describes verbs and adjective describes noun. Passage and identify opinion and factual adjectives. So let's read. I love rains. I like watching the tiny drops of rainfall on green leaves of trees. During early morning, the raindrops look like shiny diamonds. I also like the nice smell of wet mud. I especially enjoy rains in hot weather. I love rain. I like watching the tiny drop of rainfall. Now here tiny is factual adjective. Yes, it is a fact. Next, tiny drop of rainfall on green leaves of tree. Now again green is fact that leaves are always green. So green is factual adjective. During early morning, the raindrops look like shiny diamond. Now again, it is a factual adjective. I also like nice smell. Now, that smell can be nice for me, but maybe you will not feel nice. You will not feel that smell nice. So that is opinion. Now, I also like the nice smell of wet mud. Now, wet will be factual adjective. It's a fact. I especially enjoy rains in hot weather. Now, what is also factual adjective. Now, let us learn One more new thing. I have a big garden. My neighbor has a bigger garden. My grandfather has the biggest garden. Now, what are these adjectives telling us? How are they changing? Let's see. Now, big is the adjective describing the garden. Yes? So, in the second sentence, two gardens are being compared. Therefore, the adjective changes from big to bigger. When we compare, we write adjective plus er and use then. Is that clear? So when there is comparison between two things, what we do? We write adjective plus er. So the adjective was big, we have added er also. So bigger. And we use then. So you can read the second sentence. My neighbor has a bigger garden than me. So we are using then also. Remember that. Third sentence, we change the adjective to biggest to show which garden has the most size. Therefore, we use adjective plus est and use the before the adjective. And we are comparing something which is more than 2, or when we have to show that which thing has the most size, कौन सी चीज सबसे ज़्यादा है या सबसे बड़ी है. So that time we use adjective plus est. We are adding est like big. When we were comparing two things, that time we add er, bigger. And then when we have to show that which garden has the most size, we have used est, biggest. And remember that we use the before the adjective. Yes? So my grandfather has the biggest garden. So before adjective we will use the. Comparative and superlative adjective. So comparative adjectives are those which compare the qualities of two nouns. Superlative adjectives are those which tell us which quality of a noun is at the top of a group. Okay, so big, bigger, biggest. Another example, small, smaller, smallest. So small will be positive degree, positive adjective. Comparative, smaller is comparative, and smallest is superlative. Read another example. I carried a heavy school bag today. My brother carried a heavier basket than me. My mother carried the heaviest bag among us. Now, can you tell that which of the following adjective above is positive, comparative and superlative? So, it's very easy. I hope you can tell. Heavy is positive. Heavier is comparative. And heaviest is superlative. We have revised our grammar portion. Now moving ahead to the last component, writing and speaking expression. What is journal entry? A journal entry or a diary entry is a record of someone's daily activity. Now people have this habit of writing in the evening what has happened in the whole day. So it is a record of someone's daily activity. Okay, let's see a format of diary entry. So first of all, we have to write day and date. The second thing will be salutation. Next comes the body. You will write what happened in your whole day. And at the last, there will be signature. Now, for arranging your ideas, we should use this table. First of all, what we should think, what happened? Then, how did you feel? What do you think about it? Now, what was the problem or what was good about it? Next, what did you do about it or what do you want to do about it? Next thing, what did you learn about yourself through this? While writing your ideas, you can use these sentences starter. So I remember the day when it made me feel sad. You can use I think that the problem was that I decided to do this and that. Okay, then through this, or you can use one thing I learned is, let's see how we can use them. So what happened? Many students in the bus teased Richa because she has short hair. So how I can write? I remember the day when Richa sat on her seat in the bus. Many students started teasing her. This is because she had a haircut that day. Her hair was much shorter. So like this you can write. How did you feel? So you feel angry. So how we can write? It made me feel angry because Richa is my friend. She felt upset when this happened. They don't even know her. What do you think about it? So they should not tease Richa. She feels upset. So how we can write? I think that nobody should tease others. Richa felt upset when this happened. Now what was the problem or what was good about it? So other students did not respect Richa and called her names. It hurt her. So here the problem, you can write, the problem was that other students did not respect her and called her names. Next question is, what did you do about it or what do you want to do about it? So I sat with her and made jokes. She laughed and felt better. I want to tell this to the teacher. So how we can write? I decided to sit with her and I made jokes. She laughed and felt better. I want to tell this to teacher so that she can help Richa and tell others to not tease her. What did you learn about yourself through this? So I can make people laugh when they are upset. So how I can write? I learned that I can make people laugh when they are upset. Read the following two passages and answer to the question below. Yesterday, I was feeling happy because it was raining. The trees looked beautiful. The next passage, today it was raining. I looked outside my window and saw tiny drops of rain falling on the green trees. The trees were shining. I started smiling while looking at them. Which of these passages help you see a clear picture in your mind? So with these sentences, it is difficult to make a clear and detailed picture. Yes, yesterday I was feeling happy because it was raining. The trees look beautiful. So with these sentences, it is difficult to make a clear and a detailed picture. With these sentences, it is easier to make a picture that the writer wants us to make. Yes? So yesterday it was raining. I looked outside my window and saw tiny drops of rain falling on green trees. The trees were shining. I started smiling while looking at this scene. Writers show, not tell. Good writers try to make a picture in their reader's mind so that the reader know exactly what the writer wants to show. Choosing words which explain exact details is called using precise vocabulary. So what a good writer always show, not tell. Okay, so good writer try to make picture where in their reader's mind. So your writing should be such good writing that the reader, when the reader is reading your writing, it should make a clear detailed picture in reader's mind. Yes, so that reader knows exactly what the writer wants to say. Let us read this sentence. I felt bad when my classmate teased me. This is the picture that comes to my mind when I read this. So, I felt bad when my classmate teased me. So, this is the perfect picture. So, this is how we can show this instead of telling. So, what we can do? 3 of my classmates stopped me in the corridor. They pointed their finger at me and started laughing. Then one of them came close to me and said, "You look like a rat. Now give me your tiffin, rat." Tears started filling my eyes and my cheeks turned warm. So the portion which is written in green showing when my classmate teased me, and then the down 2 lines shows I felt bad. So with this paragraph we are showing instead of telling. So this, like this, we should write. Let us look at another example. I went for a walk in a beautiful park. So this is telling. I went for a walk in a park. There was a narrow paved path. Many trees grew on one of the side of the path. Since it was winter, the leaves of the trees had turned yellow. There were many fallen leaves scattered on both sides of the path. Now this is showing, not telling. We have come to the end of this class. Whatever concepts we have learnt till now in this unit, please revise it again. Thank you children for attending the class. Bye-bye. Happy learning.